What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, and I'm back at y'all with another one. So Brian BMAC McIntyre, well-renowned, two-time trainer of the year, future Hall of Famer, makes a bold prediction for his fighter, who will be a first-ballot Hall of Famer once he retires, an undefeated pound-for-pound king, Terence Bud Crawford, as Terence Crawford is going to jump from 154 to 168 and challenge another first ballot Hall of Famer, Mexican superstar boxer, once he retires, another 4-division champion, another undisputed champion, Saul Canelo Alvarez. But nonetheless, Brian McIntyre BMAC made a bold statement that for sure we're going to win this fight. But he makes another statement, like he did in Terence Crawford's previous biggest fight of his career, when he took on Errol Spence. And BMAC said, Bud gonna beat the crap out of Errol Spence and stop him. And the whole world was like, what? He's the smaller guy. He's the littler guy. He dropped Errol Spence 3 times and stopped him in the 7th round. Now BMAC is saying they're going to stop Canelo Alvarez in the later rounds. He says in the later rounds, we're going to stop. We just might stop Canelo Alvarez in them later rounds. Now, Canelo Alvarez is seen to be the much bigger guy, seeing as though for the last 5 years he's been campaigning at 168. He's a 2-time undisputed super middleweight champion. He has a record of 63 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 wins by way of knockout. And Terence Crawford has had 1 fight at 154, no fights at 60 or 68. So essentially, to be technical, he's really still a 147-pounder with a record of 41 wins, no loss, no draw, 31 wins by way of knockout. So everybody's pointing to the size and dismissing the skill set. The skill set, to me, is what jumps right out at me. Not the fact that Canelo was the bigger guy, because Canelo has campaigned at 147 pounds. Yes, Terence Crawford started at 135, then became a champion at 35, 40, 47, right? But Canelo is not the biggest super middleweight. Every fight he's had at 68, he's been drastically outsized. His opponent has been much bigger than him in every one of those fights. And guess what? He won all those fights. He lost to the guys that were more skilled than him, point blank and period, with no major flaws that he can expose. What I mean by that is this. Caleb Plant is skilled. Billy Joe Saunders is skilled. But they have stamina issues. They make a lot of mistakes on defense. They have glaring weaknesses that he can exploit. And he knew that. He has a high ring IQ. His ability to counterpunch, cut the ring off when he can, especially when you have stamina issues, put pressure on you. He knows how to do that. Jermell Charlo, he didn't come to compete. The moment was too big for him. With that said, when he fought Dimitri Bivol at 175, everybody tries to chalk it up as Bivol was just simply too big for Canelo Alvarez, which is simply not the case. How do we know that? Because Dimitri Bivol is the same exact size as Jermell Charlo. He actually has shorter arms. They're both 6 feet tall. Bivol has a 72-inch arm reach. Jermell Charlo has a 73.5-inch arm reach. Jermell Charlo is a very big 54-pounder. Canelo knocked out Sergey Crusher Kovalev. Major size advantage. Kovalev is bigger than Dimitri Bivol, 6'1", 75-inch arm reach. Right? Bivol has always been looked at as a very small, light heavyweight. When you look at Caleb Smith, who is 6'3", with a 78-inch arm reach. Now, clearly, he ain't no little dude, right? And he's campaigning at 175 and winning at 175. Canelo beat him. He's bigger than Dimitri Bivol, but he's not as skilled and talented as Bivol. That's the difference. But they tried to tell you that Canelo Alvarez lost to Bivol because he was just daring to be great. No. Dimitri Bivol is a small, light heavyweight. You see that when he fights. Now, Artur Beterbiev is more stocky than him, but he's short. Artur Beterbiev is about 5'11 and a half. So they nearly about the same height, but he's just more muscular and stocky, where Bivol is more rangy. You can see this in Bivol's fights. And he's not a big puncher either. It's the skill set of Bivol that beat Canelo. Period. Right? So, but they try to sell you that he lost because he was daring to be great. But he already beat Sergey Kovalev and was a champion in the division. You already competed there. This was his second fight there. So let's say in Terence Crawford goes to 154 after he beats Spence. He beats Israel Majimov. Then he fights another champion. Let's say he fought Tim Tszyu at 154. He loses to Tim Tszyu, and then we'd be like, well, he just lost because he was daring to be great. Well, he beat Israel Majimov here. Daring to be great is trying it one time and losing. Not having success and then losing the second time. No, it don't work that way. So I would be highly shocked to see Terence Crawford stop Canelo Alvarez because he's shown to have a granite chin. He got hit by big punches from Bivol, Sergey Kovalev. Who else? Gennady Golovkin, Triple G, right? But he's older. And Crawford is crafty. And when BMAC says things like this, it's very telling. It's very telling. He sees a lot. He studies he knows the sport. Is he always right? Obviously not. But he knows the sport, man. Makes it interesting. But what y'all think? Can Terence Crawford stop Canelo? If he stops Canelo Alvarez for the first time in Canelo's career, he gets stopped, and Terence Crawford becomes a 5-division champion and a 3-division undisputed champion, his place in history. Woof. My, oh my. That's a hell of a conversation to have. After that, where do you place him in history? So let me know what y'all think, man. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. It's your boy Blue signing off. I'm gone. Peace.